So in my last video, I talked about debit card, credit card, skimmer. Same thing. It can either capture your credit card information or it can capture your debit card information. So this video is going to be about how you protect yourself against skimmers. There are going to be some, it's impossible to know that there's a skimmer there, but there are ways to identify certain types of skimmers. So first and foremost, if it is a deep insert skimmer, that is one that is actually put inside the machine. You're not going to be able to detect that. The skimmers that most people are using are ones that they are putting a fake case that looks exactly like the payment console that is there. So when you're in a Target, when you're inside a convenience store and it has the actual machine there that you stick your card in and then you punch in your PIN, what they're doing, if you look at the last video, you'll see they're putting a casing that looks identical to it over top of it. So how do you detect these? When you're at a gas pump, the first thing you want to do is you want to kind of move it. If it is able to move, that is not a good one. And when I say move, I mean move it to the point that it may pop off. Look at the last video to see what I'm talking about. That's one indication of that it may be a skimmer. And if that's the case, you do not want to use that and you want to alert the personnel in the store. The other thing you want to do is, if it's not one that moves and it doesn't seem like it's a skimmer, you want to put your hand over top of when you're punching in your PIN number. You should see on most gas stations have a little triangle type sign on there that says protect your PIN. And the reason that those signs were created is because skimmers were being put in place, and then there was a camera that was set up somewhere in a light or in the direction of where that skimmer was at so that it could capture your keystrokes and see what you're actually doing. Skimmers work in two parts. You have the actual device that's put there to capture your card number, and then you have the camera that's there to capture your PIN. So regardless whether there is a skimmer there or not, cover your hand and type your PIN in so that that's not captured. The other thing that you can do to avoid all of that is the tap and pay that a lot of debit cards actually have now. The tap and pay is where you just tap it, your card number doesn't go in there, it's not capturing it. And then you can, put your PIN in that way if your card is set up that way. My tap and pay, I just tap and I don't have to enter anything after I tap and pay. Some people have it set up where they tap it, but then they still have to put the PIN in, just protect it. And then finally, if you do have anything like Apple Pay or anything where you do not have to put your information in, that is going to be the way to go. Last resort is use your credit card, because that is protected, for you versus your debit card. Because when you use that debit card, your money is coming straight out. A credit card, you can actually fight that a lot easier and you haven't lost your actual money with the credit card. So those are the ways to do. Make sure you're checking to see if it moves or, shifts in any way. Cover your PIN, use tap and pay. That should protect you against skimmers.